Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
How are you feeling?
A little under the weather. You can probably hear it with my voice. I don't sound particularly nice at the moment, so I'm sorry about that.
A little bunged up, don't you?
Yes, got a little bit of a cold. Luckily on the podcast I haven't got one. I'm on great form, so
You're on great
I don't
form.
sound like a snotty snotsville.
You're on great form now. So this is episode 26 of A Good Old Chit-Chat.
Yeah, completely.
And this one was with Jaap Schuuring.
Exactly. We walked over the channel, went through...
Over the channel?
Walked over the channel, I don't know.
Swam?
We swam. What I'm saying is we went to Europe, so we went to the Netherlands.
We did. We went to the Netherlands to see Jaap remotely.
Yeah.
He was on Gardener's World 2024, the winter special, episode 3.
Yes, he was.
And he had this amazing idea with Christmas trees. And
awesome, dead hedges.
Yeah, he only had a small segment on Gardener's World. It was at Your Gardens.
Yeah.
But we were really fascinated by it, weren't we? Because he solved a problem that we've always had every year with Christmas trees.
Exactly.
A sort of a guilt, moral type of problem, as well as the logistical problem of having Christmas trees.
Entirely.
So he solves that problem. And it was very interesting to chat to him to hear how, on the back of his appearance on Gardener's World, a lot of people got in touch with him from the Netherlands.
This was so cool.
Clearly Gardener's World is big in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And he had a radio station get in contact, a Dutch TV station get in contact.
It was so cool. He was becoming a little bit famous.
And then a whole city that wants to adopt his clever Christmas tree hedging.
Yeah, I think it would be a great idea if... Can you imagine if all cities had that? Because every year everyone wants a Christmas tree because it's rather fun to have. But then
most people,
you feel pretty awful afterwards when you then have this dead tree which is really very old. It's like probably 15 years old, and then you've got to chuck it away and it's going to nothing. Whereas this, great, dead hedges are needed.
It's useful. It's a dead hedge. It's providing habitat for wildlife. It's creating boundaries where boundaries are needed.
Exactly.
Yeah, lovely. So we have a good chat with Jaap about that.
And lots of other things.
Talking of hedges, we did talk last week with the wonderful Delia.
We did.
About her. She talked about some bare roots hedging that she put in to make a hedgerow around her garden.
Yes, she did.
And after that, I heard that Joe Swift also did some bare root planting for his hedging.
Oh, yeah.
800 hornbeams.
Okay.
So we compared to our little number of, what do you call them? Whips.
Yeah, they're whips.
That we put in. He was using 800 of them. I mean, how the other half live, right?
Oh, that's amazing.
But also, talking of Delia, we should just correct one thing. Throughout the podcast, we do talk about Baxter's peas. And actually it's Bachelor's peas, so you will see that we've done a link to Bachelor's peas on our website.
Okay, not
just agarden.co.uk.
Yeah,
on the gardens page.
Exactly.
Links. And also afterwards, Delia had another very useful online nursery that we could include called Bish Barnaby's Cottage Garden. This is the most beautiful website, and you can order seeds from her. She does dried flowers.
Oh, lovely.
She does all these, sort of seed collection boxes, that kind of thing, gardening gifts. It is the most beautifully curated website, and she's also on Instagram. That's a beautiful page as well. So you can find a link to that on our website, notjustgarden.co.uk, in the gardens page. But with Gardener's World, we had Gardener's World compilations episode 2, didn't we? So that was revisiting Adam Clayton of U2 fame and his magnificent garden in Ireland.
Beautiful garden, and Adam just kind of smiling throughout the whole thing, and you're just like, fanboy, yes.
Adam Frost, he was a complete fanboy of Adam Clayton. That was funny.
I would have been like worse than Adam.
Yeah. And then there was Nigel and Ruru, and Jerry, his wife, makes an appearance.
Oh, lovely Nigel Palfrey. Loved him.
Lovely Nigel. And of course, we had a good old chit-chat with Nigel earlier on.
We did.
A previous episode.
That was a lovely chat.
And we got to hear more about his Crinkle Crankle folly on there, and also his subsequent projects.
Yeah, he's always doing it.
He's always
so
up
much.
Something. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then we see Monty's eating area. We revisit that. And then there's Adverley, and she's at Plas Brondanu in Gwynedd. And then there's Vicky Ward and Maxine Stringer.
No. Back up. You can't just do that. You
at
can't
the
just
Coastal
shoot
Garden in Polperro, Cornwall.
Oh, I give up. I really do give up. I'm ill, I can't take this stuff.
And then finally in Carmarthenshire there was Paula Davies and Ian at their Towie Estuary. Their beautiful garden with lake/pond, has a boat on it, and the house on stilts. But back to Jaap. So we cover all sorts of ground. We hear about the wildlife in Holland.
Yep, entirely.
Wild boar, wolves.
And then some interesting kind of water scheme. I'm not sure. Yeah, schemes put around to kind of collect water, to understand how water works.
They're clever water harvesting that they do over there.
Very interesting.
They don't actually seem to get hosepipe bans quite like we do.
No.
They manage their water very well. They collect it well. They're encouraged to. They're subsidised. So a lot of emphasis on water collection, which means they handle droughts like a boss.
Exactly, and Jaap has some great little techniques of collecting water.
Yeah,
which
and
we talked
keeping
about.
It clean, more importantly.
Exactly, keeping it clean and not kind of all these diseases of bacteria just growing in stagnant water.
Alex Mitchell.
Yeah, exactly, Alex Mitchell with the zombie eye.
The zombie eye, poor Alex.
I'm so sorry.
I do feel like we wore poor Jaap down at one point when we were asking about his pond or pool.
Oh yeah, poor
so
guy.
Apologies to Jaap. That was
sorry, Jaap.
More from it. You were fine. It was me. Poor guy.
Yeah, I was understanding.
Yeah, you were great. And then we also hear about a very interesting beer.
Yeah,
I'm not a big beer drinker, but this was an interesting story.
No, and I hate the taste of alcohol at the moment, so still interesting.
So we have some interesting noises. We have Hobbs, who was an absolute nightmare.
She was a nightmare this time.
I don't know what was going on.
She must have, I don't know if she's going through the menopause or something like that. I don't know, something.
We're not all going through the menopause. I think she's got some time.
No, she just seemed to have an absolute hissy fit.
And so she was really kicking off. And then there's a bit of an echo throughout, but we've tried to take that out.
Well, for Jaap's dream garden, the usual structure, we had garden boundary, shed or greenhouse, 5 ornamentals, 5 edibles, 1 statement tree, pond or pool plus 1 plant, and finally, favourite seating area and drink, and 1 plant for that area.
Yep. And any links that he mentions have been added to our website on the gardens page. And if you do want to get in touch about anything, if you've got any questions,
or just to give a thumbs up.
Or just to give a nice thumbs up. Or apparently also it's good if you subscribe to our podcast. It's good if you put reviews against our podcast.
Of course.
It just helps with the algorithm apparently, so please do feel free to do that.
Yeah. It just makes us feel good as well.
But otherwise you can contact us at notjustagarden@outlook.com.
Exactly.
So we've got the announcement for the New Gardeners World series starting 2025. That's starting on the 14th of March.
Whoopee.
Got that to look forward to. But let's get cracking with this episode of Chit-Chats.
Absolutely.
So this is episode 26, a good old chit-chat with Jaap Schuuring.
Off we go to the Netherlands.
Welcome, Jaap, to Good Old Chit-Chat.
Hello, nice to be here.
Lovely to see you. You're in the Netherlands, aren't you?
Yes, I'm based in the Netherlands, in the south of the Netherlands in a town called Eindhoven.
Oh, right.
And for those of you who know Eindhoven, they also probably know that this big company called Philips was founded here.
Oh. Just a little company. On the show, so you were on Gardeners World last year. This year, the Winter Specials, episode 3. And you showed us your Christmas tree, dead hedges.
Exactly, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It was an idea that came up 5 or 6 years ago when I was trying to get rid of my Christmas tree. And the village where I'm living in is not collecting trees centrally. So I thought, well, what if everybody next to me, my neighbors, are having the same issue? Why don't I start collecting those trees instead of people? Instead of people throwing them out of the door or just leave them where they are and they slowly become more ugly. I started to collect them, and I have a little a plot across the house where I live in, which is a little tiny forest. And I thought I'm going to build hedges out of those Christmas trees. So I put up a sign near the road what says, please bring your old Christmas trees over here, just dump them over here, and I will give it back to nature. So that's what I did. And every year I think I collect between 40 or 50 trees.
Wow, that's amazing.
And it's a nice view as well, because the hedges are, I think, 0.5 meter high. And every year there will be another layer on top of it, and is shrinking
Sinking
every
down.
year, sinking down.
Yeah.
And a lot of animals are seeking for shelter, or in spring I see a lot of birds nesting in the hedges. There's a lot of
Oh, that's
insects.
so nice.
So it's a lot of stuff that birds can eat, but also little hedgehogs are taking shelter.
Yeah.
They are now in hibernation underneath those hedges. So
Nice warm blanket of Christmas trees.
exactly,
So
yeah.
40 or 50 trees, so it's a win-win situation, because we know the problem, especially if you're in a town. What do you do with your Christmas trees? And some years in our town, they would collect them. There would be a special Christmas tree collection, I think. So you would just chuck it out the front, and then by some miracle, they got taken away somewhere.
Yeah,
Whereas
but then
this is a really nice use of them, sort of
Yeah.
putting them back to nature and providing homes for all the animals.
yeah, I see cities doing the same, and they compost it, but I don't like that. There's a better way to make compost out of it, but I don't like that. Giving it back to nature in the way I do is a slower process, which nature can benefit longer from.
Yeah.
And after this broadcast from the BBC, I was approached by a Dutch radio station, television station, but also a city that wanted to know more and wanted to adopt the idea
Oh, amazing.
and would make it a
Wow.
city initiative. So that
Yeah.
becomes a bigger initiatives driven by the city, having children involved, building more hedges in the public space. So that is a nice
huge.
example what can come out of a BBC broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. But it was your initiative to put that there, because you were Your Gardens, weren't you, on
Yeah.
that Gardener's World Winter
Yeah.
Special. But when you're placing these trees in the dead hedging, how are you containing them? What are you using to keep them in the area? you want them?
Branches, so little sticks
From
but
the Christmas trees.
from the Christmas tree. So I take away the one side of the tree so that it becomes flat, and that I put on the hedges, because then they stay on the hedges instead of
Rolling around.
not if they're not, then they roll off with a little bit of wind and storm. Then they will blown on the street or whatsoever.
I put our Christmas tree on our compost heap, which is at the top of the hill, and the pond is at the bottom of the hill, and the thing rolled off and tumbled down into the pond at the bottom of the hill. So I know what you're talking about.
They stay there, and it's a solid hedge nowadays. So I don't see any Christmas trees flying around during winter storms.
No, that's good. So the side that you chop off, you use the branches from that side to make the stakes to contain it.
Then I stick it through the Christmas tree further down in the bottom layer of the hedges.
I see. So you kind of pin them down.
Yep.
And then we saw you also were using broken bits of pottery for little hedgehog homes and things like that at the base.
Yes, for those animals that don't want to take shelter directly under the hedges.
Bit prickly.
I have some broken garden pottery which I will stick into the hedges, and these are brilliant hiding places for not only hedgehogs but also little mouses and so I even saw one day a little weasel coming out of one of those hedges. So it's a super biodiverse little tiny forest, thanks to that idea that I started with 6 years ago.
And how long is your hedge?
Wow. I think it's in total, because it's surrounding the whole plot, and in the inner side I have paths going through the forest, which also are surrounded by hedges. I don't know, 100 meters, 150 meters in total. Yeah.
Wow. Well, after we saw you on the show, we actually decided that was something we were going to do, because we have the problem every year with our trees. So we hope to do our boundary in time. Have enough Christmases. We'll need to rope our neighbours in as well, I expect.
Yeah. It's a neighbourhood effort. I see a lot of neighbours coming by and bringing their old Christmas trees, having a short conversation, and everybody loves it. So
it's a nice community feel as well. So your forest is across the road from your house.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you said that on the back of what you were doing there, other neighbours bought similar and adjoining plots of the forest?
Yeah. I live at the border of the village, and as a neighborhood or a street activity to prevent building across the street, we together bought also other plots.
Oh, I see.
To make sure and prevent that somebody starts building houses over there. And
great idea.
And another neighbor bought herself a little plot. So these are very tiny plots that are out there, and nobody is taking care of them. And then if you approach the owners, then in most cases they want to get rid of it. And if you make them a good offer, then you can take it over. So that is what happened with my plot as well. So it's an initiative that is slowly spreading around this little village where I live in.
Preventing any more neighbors.
Well, yeah, we need to build because in the Netherlands there is a shortage of houses. The Netherlands is a very small country with a lot of people in it, but there are other ways to build. So I see houses being built, big villas in which only 2 people are living, which is not realistic anymore in today's world, especially not in the Netherlands. So we need to be careful with the space that we have, and I think we need to go into more tiny houses built. For starters that are just starting, they cannot afford an expensive house. If you start building tiny houses, then on a little plot you can have more houses than only one villa.
Yeah, sure.
So that is another way of thinking and how to deal with the space that we have at our disposal and respecting nature going forward.
Yeah, well, talking about the nature, I remember reading in the news, this would have been around autumn last year, about wolves being seen in the bigger cities of the Netherlands.
Yeah, but that was a story that was blown out of proportion.
Oh, really?
So it is not the case that we see wolves going around in the cities and villages.
No.
One occasion where a wolf was walking through a street very close to a big forest. We do have wolves, which is a problem because wolves and farmers don't go hand in hand.
Don't mix.
No.
So we are trying to find the right balance. Wolves in the Netherlands are a protected kind of animal, so you cannot shoot them.
No.
But you can have different rules that can protect the wolves as well as protect the sheep of the farmers, for example. So we see it growing slowly in the neighborhood where I live. There are also growing? Families.
The wolf population.
The wolf population is slowly growing, but they come from Poland and Germany.
Okay. They don't respect the borders.
Well, it's good for nature because they also keep the right balance with regards to the population of rabbits. So, we only need to get used to that.
That can devastate crops.
Yeah. But we only need to get used to the fact that wolves are back.
So was it that the population had completely disappeared in the Netherlands and they it was. So they did do a reintroduction.
We chased them away, we killed them, we were hunting on wolves and and now they are back. There is a part in the Netherlands that is against it because they are afraid of it. But you also need to respect nature. So if you are in an area where there is a family of wolves with little pups, don't go there. Just avoid it and keep your dog on the leash. People just let their dogs wander around and then a wolf will attack because they feel threatened. They're just protecting their family. But if you don't take that into account, then you can get into trouble. But that's the same with other animals, with swines or boars. We have the same, and these are even more dangerous if you're being attacked by a big brown boar.
Oh,
they're like bullets, aren't they? If you hit a boar, the car definitely comes off worse.
Total loss. Yeah. They're like concrete. I had a family in my garden, so big ones and female ones and 20 little ones walking around.
And then you also have red deer's really big. They're really big, aren't they, in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
And then you have a big badger population as well.
What kind of population?
Badger.
Yes. Yeah, these are protected animals as well. We do have an example. Last year there was a badger that was having his hole underneath a train track, and then there was a risk that that would damage the train track and the electrical cabling.
Oh no!
So they stopped the trains for over a week. They catched the family and brought them to a different place in the Netherlands.
Away from trains.
And then fixed the train. So we are super careful with those protected animals, even with otters and beavers. We see a lot of beavers nowadays.
Oh, right. Yeah. Fantastic. So the interesting about the badgers, because again, looking at the UK, there's a concern about them carrying TB and infecting cows.
Yeah.
And livestock, that's not an issue.
yeah.
You don't have TB amongst your
Not
badger
as far as
population?
I know. I've never
No.
seen something in the news which relates to carrying TB around and infecting
No.
cows or something. No,
Good news. So they're safe for now.
but that's not. I'm not sure if
You're not the oracle
I do have
on
enough
badgers,
knowledge
I
to
get
say
it.
something about that.
Don't
So
worry. We understand you're not speaking for all of the Netherlands.
no, absolutely not. There is 16 million more people that
Just a
probably have an
couple of
opinion
others who
about
could.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you are here to talk about your dream garden, though,
Mhm.
which we'd really love to hear. So I'm going to hand you over to Sweet Pea, and she will take you through it.
All right. Yep.
So, Jaap, for your dream garden, what would be the garden boundary? Seems like a slightly stupid question, but
I wonder.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought about that question, and when I think about boundaries, the only boundaries that I can think of are the gardens of my neighbors, and that is limiting the creativity that I would like to bring into my garden,
Yeah.
and those boundaries are the fences that people put up.
Yeah.
In the Netherlands, we like fences. So every
Okay.
garden is surrounded by fences. And
What,
I don't
what
think
kind? Like high wooden ones?
wood, yeah, wooden planks, and I don't like that. But
Okay.
sometimes it's a necessity because we have a lot of dogs, and if my dog is wandering around in my neighbor's country, they won't like it, and vice versa. But I think there are other ways to build fences with ivy or green plants that you can allow to grow up the fences so
Right,
that you don't
yeah.
need any wooden planks anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my garden is at the left side, I do have a 40-meter fence with planks. And the other side
Crikey.
is a green kind of fence, which is fully grown with all kinds of different plants.
Oh, lovely.
And I like that more because my dog cannot go through it, but it looks more natural.
Prettier,
So
isn't it?
Yeah.
that is what I thought when you mentioned boundaries. That's a
Sure.
boundary
Yeah.
for me.
If you didn't have to think about dogs getting into neighbours' gardens,
Neighbours.
you might not even. Do you always want to have a neighbour in your dream garden? You want your garden to be adjoining another neighbour's garden?
Well, there's nothing against to tear those fences down and share the gardens. Because the garden becomes bigger, you can use each other's garden to either sit or to grow something.
So does this mean in your dream garden, so you can have any garden you want anywhere in the world, you definitely want to always have a neighbour? Or
No, not per se. No. That's not my preference. No. So preferably, I don't want to have any neighbors.
Yeah.
But as I said, we're living in a country that has limited amount of space. So we are living in villages close together, and the country space is used by farmers. So there is
Yeah.
not much space outside the village borders to build a dream house unless you have a fortune to spend. Then you could do anything with money. You can buy anything or everything, but that's not my case. By the way, coincidentally, I'm looking for another house. It's a farmhouse in the most southern part of the Netherlands.
Right.
But for now, I live very happily at the border of this little village with a big
Yeah.
front garden, being my tiny forest, and a back garden which has fences.
So the desire to move to a farm is because you want more land for growing crops, or just to have the space? Or
Yeah.
what's the idea of that?
I want to rent it out as a bed and breakfast kind of thing. My wife is very busy in buying and selling secondhand stuff, so she needs space for storage. For that, we go to France a lot to explore those secondhand shops where we buy a lot of stuff and then sell it in the Netherlands.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it popular, or the
Yes,
French
yeah,
Frenchness?
it's popular for a certain public, and some things are very trendy and some things are not. But she also ships to China, and in China they love French kitschy kind of porcelain.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
But it
so
also
that's her business, is it?
yeah, it's her business, and then of course the thing that we are going to have a look at also comes with a food forest, so a lot of trees,
Wow.
which has a lot of
That's
fruits,
gorgeous.
apples, pears.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So with your dream garden, are you assuming you have neighbours, or are you assuming you have open land around you?
Open land. Yeah,
Open land. Okay.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
no,
So no
real
fences.
boundary then, just openness out to countryside.
Yeah, and then let also others enjoy from it. I could have placed a fence around my forest, keeping everyone out, but I don't like that. So it's open; everybody can wander through it and enjoy it, instead of keeping it for myself, and then I can only enjoy it myself, and then I get remarks from people that are walking by, saying, "Why are you protecting this?"
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
fences, only
Got it.
natural
Open.
hedges where possible.
Would you like a shed or greenhouse in your dream garden?
A greenhouse.
Why specifically?
I just installed one,
All right.
Oh.
so it's there for 3 months. So I'm not yet growing anything in it. I'm preparing for spring. So it's
Oh yeah.
what is it? 3 by 4 meters, and I'm going
Oh, that's a
to.
decent size.
Yeah, it's a good size to start planting. I'm still thinking about what to plant and exactly when, but
Yeah.
preparations for that are in full swing. So I have a lot of seeds already and pots and
Oh, it's an exciting time of year, isn't it?
yeah,
The
yeah,
hope.
yeah. We just returned from a long weekend in France,
Oh, lovely.
Whereabouts were you?
in the northern part, which is very close by. It's a 2-hour
Yeah.
drive for us from over here.
Oh, easy.
So I bought a few second-hand hanging baskets at the Fide Grenier market, so second-hand market,
Oh yeah.
which I'm going to use for strawberries. So they are hanging in at the top of the greenhouse. I already carefully planted some winter garlic as a test, and that is even growing, so it's that high now.
Oh wow.
So what were you doing before you had the greenhouse? Would you just do it on the windowsills inside the house, or just wait till you could plant out?
Yeah, I do have these bigger trays in which I have grown cucumbers and parsley, but I wanted to do it a little bit more organized because these things were spread all around the garden,
Right.
and in winter it doesn't grow. The greenhouse is still above 10 degrees now, so you can still grow something. So I wanted to keep
Okay.
it together instead of having it spread all around the garden.
What climate do you have?
Well, I think it's comparable to what you have in the UK. The only difference is that we don't have mountains, so the chance of having snow is a bit less. But we do have a winter now with minus temperatures.
What sort of temperature do you go down to?
Well,
where you
last
are?
week it was -6 or something, so
right.
it's colder. Yeah. We do have a lot of rain, but yeah, that I think has to do with climate change. The whole world is suffering from those changes.
Oh, your summer's getting hotter as well.
Yes, we have a very hot and dry summers, which is a problem because the Netherlands is placed below sea level, so you have always salt water trying to push into the country and then pushing sweet water away. And the moment
no.
it becomes dry, then the salt water gets a higher chance of moving further into the country, which has an effect on crops because crops do not like salt water.
No.
Then it
no.
will be destroyed. So we need to find ways on how to manage the water, and we are pretty good in the water management in the Netherlands. So we are defending ourselves for hundreds of years against the water with dikes and dams and so forth. So we understand how to keep rainwater longer in the country before it flows into the sea. And with that, we are able to manage the water and the water levels in periods when we have drought or lots of rainfall.
What temperatures are you getting up to?
Well, if it's a good summer, it's well above 30. So
Okay. So you're getting well above 30, and if you have a drought, because all the rainwater's been stored well, that you never have a time of, for example, we have hosepipe bans. What is it like in the Netherlands? Do you ever feel the drought as such?
well, they advise people not to wash the car unnecessarily. but there is
Okay.
no official ban or something like that. So
you never have the bans. Wow.
no, and I do have a system in my back garden which is collecting water.
Oh, cool.
And I have these big tanks of 500 liters,
Yeah.
3 or 4 now, and one bigger one, which is 1,000 liter.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
with
good.
that,
That's
I
brilliant.
can water my plants during even a super dry summer.
Yeah. See, it's never an issue. So we could learn a lot then from how it's done in the Netherlands.
Well, we get even subsidies for buying those big tanks and
Really?
and disconnect our rain pipes
Yeah.
to let the water flow on the streets, because that has an impact on the groundwater levels.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
yes,
you
of
don't
course.
do that, water is disappearing very much via the sewer, and then you can't do anything with it. So the moment you let it sink into the ground very slowly,
Mm-hmm.
the better it will be for dry periods. And for that, you
Yeah.
get money from the government to disconnect or buy a water tank or whatsoever.
Very
That's
sensible
brilliant.
way of doing things, isn't it? I think we could learn a lot from that.
Mm.
I was hearing how in the US it's illegal in some states to collect rainwater from your roofs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So completely the other way of thinking.
I can't think about a reason why not to do that, but
Well, because you're taking water that would otherwise run into reservoirs and be
okay.
used to sell. And
Yeah. Well, yeah.
we have a couple of 1,000-litre tanks to try and collect as much as possible. There was the one summer where it was so dry that we were then collecting our shower water
Yeah.
and so showering in a big tub, carrying that heavy tub downstairs. And I'm at the point of actually looking at you can get these connectors that go into your outlet pipes of your water in the house, and you can swivel a little thing, and then you can collect that soapy water that can
Yeah.
be fine on the garden.
Yeah, we have that in new built houses where they separate
Great.
dishwater from other water. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do?
that's-
What do you do with the water in the 1,000 liter tanks?
Water the garden.
But doesn't it start smelling after?
Yeah, it does.
Because I installed a little air pump
Right.
powered on solar, and
Yeah.
smell is gone. It never smells again, and it runs 24 of the not 24 hours, but during day it is bringing air into the tank, and the smell
No
will
problems.
disappear. No problem. And it is a device that costs you 15 euros.
Oh, okay.
10 pounds.
Right.
It is operating for 3 years now without
Oh,
me
brilliant.
taking care of it. So it's working.
And you have one because you've got all your water tanks next to
It's
each
the
other,
last
haven't you?
tank. So that is the
Yeah.
tank in which the water stays still the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to get a link to that. So if you could send that, it'd be brilliant, because we do need to resolve the smelly water problem.
I can send you a picture of it if you are interested.
Yeah. Oh, it would be. That'd be great. Thank you.
Well, back to the dream garden. I wanted to know if you could have anything, what kind of greenhouse would you have? What look, kind of form, style would you have it in?
As traditional as possible. I don't like those design type of greenhouses with curls and different shapes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a typical house as if a kid would draw it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
a wall, a top on it,
Yeah.
big enough to walk around, have some diversity in planting.
Mm.
Wooden?
And I use polycarbonate as windows because they are isolating a bit better than glass. Plus, glass is, I think, in the neighborhood where I live, more sensitive for damaging
Oh, yeah.
by branches falling off trees or hail, big hail,
Yeah.
or kids playing soccer in one of the back gardens.
That always happens.
Been there. Is it wooden? Would you have a wooden greenhouse?
No, it's aluminium. It's aluminium. Yeah.
And that's what you'd like in your
Aluminium.
dream garden, is an aluminium
Well,
one?
no. I think now you talk of it, I have seen examples of greenhouses that they built half underground.
Oh, yes.
I like
Half
that
an-
a lot, and that is easy to build with wood.
Yeah.
So I was exploring that to see if I could dig a big hole in the ground,
Yeah.
because it's better temperature management. So it's
good, isn't it, for the insulation?
Yeah.
Using
brilliant.
and also the heat from the earth.
yeah.
When you do start doing seedlings, kind of March time probably, what are you going to be doing?
Well, I just did the tomatoes as a preparation for the spring. So they are in tiny pots, which are located in the house.
Yeah.
So it's a bit warmer.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have a lot of different types of beans, which I want to grow. I think 3 or 4 different types. I don't know the English names for all of them, but I have a bean section at the left side when I enter the greenhouse. I have a grape,
All right.
which I want to grow slowly over the roof.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and then I always do cucumbers a lot because I like those, and I do have a lot of herbs, of course, at the right side of the greenhouse, and I have an olive tree now in the greenhouse, but that is only for protecting it against winter temperatures. So I will move it out. It is now being used as an orangery, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll move it back in each winter?
Yes.
Because we have olive trees that in pots that we've never brought inside in the winter, and they're absolutely fine with really low temperatures. They've never been a problem. They seem to thrive with it.
They've even been in snow once.
Yeah. And with your cucumbers and tomatoes, prior to having your greenhouse, you would plant those out in the garden, would you?
Yep. Yes.
So you get enough sunlight, enough
hours
in the day, sunlight.
I have these big cement containers, those black plastic barrels. Now I have it is full of tulips. So in spring it's
of course
colorful, and then when they are gone, I take them out and I put potatoes in them. And I have 5 or 6 of those cement barrels, and it is generating kilos of potatoes every year.
Really?
And they just grow outside. So
yeah.
Well, I wanted to just finally ask, what type of seeds do you buy? Like, what's the label that you buy in the Netherlands? The make?
Well, yeah, I'm not only buying them in the Netherlands. I bought different types of seeds for tomatoes in France a couple of weeks ago. But I try to buy the seeds that say that they are biological. I still need to see what is the difference between non-biological, because I don't have that experience yet. I do have a big box of seeds, and that is too many. I cannot.
We all have the box of seeds where there's too many, but you still buy more.
Yes, exactly. Every year, this time of year, I get it on the table, and then I'm trying to make a planting plan, and then half of it is not being used. And
I guess because you're all part of the EU, there's no issues with moving seeds and plants between France and the Netherlands, is there?
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to be careful, of course, not to spread diseases around. But there is no border patrol anymore, so it's your own responsibility. So I know what I can take, and I also know what I should not be taking with me, because you don't want to have invasive type of seeds spreading around in the Netherlands, which are a plague in the northern France, for example.
Because you have to have this phytosanitary certificate, I think it's called, between now the EU and the UK.
Yeah, we do have, if only we still had that, because we also have a big issue with a Japanese invasive plant which is spreading so rapidly that you can see.
That Japanese knotweed?
Exactly, that one.
Oh,
yeah, because in France they don't care about it. They just cut it down. It's not illegal. It's not an issue, is it?
But France is full of it, and if you have it here, it will destroy the rest of your garden because it's taking over. And now they are exploring if cattle can eat it, or we can make food out of it, or whatsoever.
In the UK, you can't get a mortgage on a property if it has Japanese knotweed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because it grows up through the foundations of your buildings. But then so can bamboo. Whereas bamboo was a more accepted invasive plant, and they can cause havoc for your foundations.
Cut rid of that as well if you have it in your garden. And if your neighbor likes bamboo, then you're screwed up.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm going to ask you, what would be your 5 favorite ornamentals for your dream garden?
I think, if I understand ornamentals properly, I think roses.
Yeah.
Lavender, but that is sometimes also edible.
You can make beautiful perfumes with that.
Yeah. Prunus. What else do I have? Winter jasmine.
Oh, yeah.
Winter jasmine, beautiful, yeah.
How do you call it? Hydrangea. Do you know that?
Hydrangea?
Yeah.
Oh, I love those.
Yep.
What kind of soil do you have? Because therefore, what colour hydrangea do you have in your garden?
Well, the part that I live in has a sand sandy kind of soil, no clay. So it's dry. Water disappears very fast, so it doesn't stay in the ground unless you have longer periods of rain. Then it will stay on the ground on top of the soil.
Is it acidic soil?
No.
Quite alkaline soil.
Yeah. But it allows typical certain plants or trees to grow on it. That's also the reason why farmers are growing different potatoes over here than farmers in a place near the seaside in the Netherlands, because it's a more clay kind of soil, and we do have sandy soil.
Okay.
I know that in the past, when houses were built in this part of the Netherlands, they didn't build any, how do you call that in English?
Foundations.
A foundation, because the sand was so compact that it would hold the house.
Sink.
Oh no.
It didn't sink. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
How did they overcome that?
Well,
using stilts or
yeah.
Like
if you go
stilts.
to the northern part, that you have more wetter grounds. These are parts of the Netherlands where was the sea first, and they made it dry ground, but you still have to put those poles into the ground, which are holding the houses. The whole of Amsterdam is built on wooden poles, so to say.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
With rising sea levels, is that
That's a
quite a
problem.
concern for the Netherlands?
Yeah. Because if you look at Amsterdam, those poles that are staying in the water don't rot away because the oxygen cannot reach it.
Okay, yeah.
But with drier periods, then those poles will be exposed to oxygen, and they start rotting. And that's a serious issue in that part of our country.
Yeah.
Well, coming back to the hydrangeas, what colour would you like in your dream garden? What's your preferred colour?
I don't have any preferred color, as long as they smell nice and look beautiful. Eddie always says, just let it grow, and let it blossom, let it flow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that looks nice
Eric
in the garden.
Clapton?
So I don't have any. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Eric Clapton. Love Eric Clapton.
Presumably, then with your roses as well, you don't mind which one, just any colour.
No. I have yellow. I had yellow roses and red roses, and they all look beautiful. I don't have any particular favor for any color.
What would be 5 favourite edible plants for your dream garden?
Yeah, I mentioned it already when you were asking me a question.
What's in your
would be in
greenhouse?
the greenhouse?
Of course.
So it will be apples, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, herbs, grapes.
So you can have 5. So
put a
we'll
special
have
mention.
apples, potatoes, tomatoes, grapes, and beans. Is there anything that you can't grow in the Netherlands that you would love to be able to grow in your garden to eat? So be that dragon fruit or jackfruit or
Bananas. Yeah, I would love that, but that doesn't work in the Netherlands, unfortunately.
No,
Yeah, of
not
course.
so much with us either.
No.
Bananas or oranges would be nice.
You could grow that in your greenhouse.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. But maybe with the changes in climate,
one day your dreams will come true.
It becomes hotter and hotter over here. So in the end, we will have some kind of a Mediterranean climate.
Yeah. Every cloud. And with your grapes, do you plan to do anything with them, or I guess haven't got enough quite to make wine, have you?
No, not wine. I last time, because I have a little grapevine at the front of my garden, which is delivering red grapes, and I created syrup out of it.
Oh, okay. What's that?
It's just the fluid that you get out of it. You put a little sugar in it.
Oh,
and then
for
you
cordial.
freeze it, and if you want to have an ice cream, you take out the syrup and pour it over the ice cream.
So you don't cook?
Oh,
do you
perfect.
cook it with the sugar, or?
Of course, I cook it because it's sour otherwise, and if
Right.
you need to put a little bit of sugar in it,
Right.
a little bit the same as you are making jam,
Yeah, I
but
see.
more fluid.
Yeah.
And in your garden, in your actual garden, do you have specific veggie beds and ornamental beds, or do you have it mixed together?
No, I don't have that. It's fully mixed together. Wherever I have space, I would try to grow something. So
Yeah.
I keep it open as possible in case I want to grow something somewhere. So I have a flexible garden, so to say.
You mentioned dogs earlier. Do you have a dog?
Yeah, I do have
And
a dog.
does the dog wreak havoc in your garden with your plants, or is the dog very well behaved?
No. He's I think he's well behaved. He's a very polite and shy dog. It's
Not
a
like
Dutch
ours.
breed.
He's a polite dog.
It's a bigger one, but he doesn't destroy anything. He's not digging holes or something like that. So
He respects the garden.
well, unless you're uncareful yourself and throw a ball into a space where you shouldn't have thrown it, then it's not the dog to blame. Then it's myself to blame.
I did have one last question. Do you do any companion planting between ornamentals or just between the edibles? Like, for instance, you've got the Three Sisters, which is butternut, beans, and corn. So the beans grow up the corn, the butternut acts as a mulch.
Yeah.
Do you do any of that?
No. No, that's for me too complicated. I like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
On your farm.
Maybe then it's a super interesting way of growing stuff, because a lot of things go hand in hand, and some things do not go hand in hand. But if you want to grow corn, then you can also grow beans in the same space, because the beans are using the corn to grow up.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
and that is what I'm super interested in. But for now,
Not so much.
not in the coming year. No.
Are you no dig or dig?
No, I don't dig.
Well then, what would be a statement tree for your dream garden? If any tree in the world, what would it be?
That's a nice one. I like the we call it the tulip tree.
Oh, love the tulip.
Love
The
this.
Lyrodendron or something. It's a Latin name.
Yeah.
Tulip pifera, because that is a tree that when it blossoms, it comes with those big tulip kind of flowers.
Stunning. Yeah.
And we used to have one in the background garden of the neighbors. It was a 60-year-old tree. It was massive.
Oh,
What happened to it?
And then every summer it was buzzing, as if it was living. And there's also thousands of bees in there.
Oh, wonderful.
But it was sick, so there was a fungus at the bottom of the tree that was destroying it. And before it fell over during a storm, they had to decide to take it out.
Chop it down.
2 weeks ago, there was this big mammoth crane in front of the street that was just taking out the parts.
It's sad, isn't it?
It was really sad. It was, I don't know, it was 40 meters high and big branches, but it's gone now. So and it was there when we moved into this house.
It's the end of an era, isn't it?
It's
sad.
it's weird to see it go like that. But that is for sure my statement tree, for sure. I can't think about anything else. Yeah,
really.
It comes with a lot of garbage as well, because the seeds are this big, so 4 centimeters big, and when it falls apart, there are all kinds of little seeds in it with very sharp edges. So when you walk barefoot in the garden, it hurts a lot. So I'm not going to miss that. But I'm trying to grow trees out of the seeds that I still collected.
Yeah.
To see if I can have something growing back, but that takes forever. But I'm trying to do
Patience.
that. If it is growing, I can always plant it in the front garden into my forest. The forest also, when we had a big storm, one of my old oak trees fell over. So
that's sad.
I had to take it away, and I'm planting new trees in return. So I have some young trees in the back garden that once they are ready to go out, then I will plant them back into the front garden, as well as living hedges. So really Dutch type of hedges that we saw in the early days as borders in our meadows. And I would like to bring that back. So I planted 100 hedge plants in that plot as well. Yeah.
Do you have a background in horticulture?
No, not at all. Not at all. No.
Did you have an interest when you were younger? When you were young
also
man?
not. No, my interest is in technology.
Yeah.
And I'm working in technology. But this is just a hobby that went far beyond being a hobby, which I absolutely like. So it's a nice combination if you are working in a super innovative company, dealing with all kinds of new technologies, and then get your hands dirty
Get into
in the
nature.
garden. Yeah.
It's nice and grounding, isn't it?
Completely.
And is your family as into gardening as you are?
Yes, my wife is. She loves it as well. My kids are not living in our house anymore, so my daughter is living in the city, and my son is studying in Brussels, so also a city boy. They once they are here, my daughter loves to work with me in the forest. She said, "I'm coming over. Can we do something in the forest?"
Oh, that's
So
brilliant.
sometimes I stuff the work that I'm trying to do and keep it all together until she comes along, and then we have a day
Yeah.
together, working in the forest. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. That sounds very nice.
Would you like a pond or a pool? And what plant would you like for that area in your dream garden?
Um, I don't like a pond
Oh,
Oh,
why is that?
or a pool.
So you want no water at all?
Well, I do have water enough, but no, I don't like to have any ponds and that's and also not a pool.
Why is
okay.
that?
I don't see any added value in that. I know it's good for nature. There's a lot of wildlife benefiting from it, but I like to have trees or plants instead. So if I have to dig a hole and put water in it, I could have had a very nice tree or two trees instead.
I can understand that. Yeah.
So no, I don't. Even if I had a bigger garden, I'm not sure if I would like to spend space for a pond. I don't know.
Yeah.
A pond would help your vegetable garden because all the frogs that live there can come and eat all the slugs that are
Yeah,
using your
but
vegetables.
my neighbors have ponds, so I will get the frogs anyway.
Okay, so you do want a neighbor.
So yeah, well, yeah, but yeah,
One neighbor with a pond.
there are frogs. There are frogs over. We have this little water canals that are now filled with water at the front of the house. So, but I don't prefer to have in my back garden space that is occupied by a pond or a pool.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So
understand.
you
I can
don't
understand.
get joy from listening to running water, for example. So you wouldn't want anything like that, or
No,
that doesn't do anything for you.
no. If I have to choose either be between a pond or 4 apple trees.
You don't have to choose.
Oh no, okay, but I no, because it also comes with a lot of work. I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm not knowledgeable enough what the pond exactly would bring. That can also be. When I bought the house here, there was a pond here, but
yeah.
I
You filled
removed
it
it.
in.
I removed it.
Put in some apple trees.
Exactly, there is an apple tree now in that space. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were the pond for the frogs, but then since there's a plant for the area, would you like to then have a big plant instead of the pond? So,
Well, I
what
think it's an
plant?
apple tree.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that gives me something in return as well. So, but yeah, okay, if I have that much space, and it's not that difficult to bring in a pond, and maybe it comes naturally, then I probably would leave it. I've seen examples in a farm close by that has such a big garden with a beautiful pond. Fine, but that guy has space enough, so he doesn't have to be very carefully with the space he has. But if there are no boundaries, yeah, then I would go for a pond, not a pool.
Okay, we'll put possible pond.
Yes.
But if not, use the
You're
neighbour's
you're
pond.
pushing me into that direction.
No, we don't. We don't. No, we can have the neighbour's pond. I think we should go with what you said, which is an apple tree instead of a pond,
Yeah,
and the neighbour will have a pond to provide the frogs.
Well, if I have a
exactly.
pond with fish in it that I could eat, then I would go for a pond. No,
Okay, so you could have a trout
joke.
farm.
Just joking.
You can have a trout farm if you want. It's your dream garden.
Yeah, yeah. But then I will buy a house in the Belgian Ardennes because you have trout from nature swimming in the
Okay.
rivers. Yeah.
Well, Jack, finally, what would be your favourite seating area and drink to have there, and what plant would you like in that little area?
My favorite seating space would be in front of the house. So not in the back garden, at the front of the house. because
Yeah.
this is giving me free sight on the forest. There are no houses across my house. There is meadows, there's forest. So I have a bench over there, which also is located perfectly with regards to sunlight, which is quiet. In the back garden, you have a chance of having more noise than in the front garden because I don't have any neighbors in front of me.
Oh yeah.
And what I would like to bring along with me to drink, that is a Belgian beer, and it's called, and it is the best beer in the world.
Seriously.
Not that I'm saying it. You just Google it. It's one of the remaining beers that is produced by monks, and you have to order it and you have to reserve it. They have to collect it yourself deep down in Belgium at the monastery.
Wow.
And it's
That's
called
amazing.
West Vleteren, 12-year-old. So it looks like whiskey almost because they have it in 12-year-old and an 8-year-old. And it's a very, very good beer. And you have to believe me, if you Google
I
it,
believe
you will find that this is the best beer in the world.
So this is called West Vleteren.
Yes, with a W.
And I can only get it in Belgium from a monastery.
Yes. Officially you can, but there are distributors that are buying a lot.
Yeah.
And then selling it for high prices. There is even a big trade going on because those bottles are becoming more valuable, just as with whiskey
Crikey.
nowadays.
Wow.
This is
But
amazing.
it is I like those beers that are coming from monasteries. So it's a special type of beer. They call
How
it.
would you describe the flavour? Is it quite malty?
Oh, it's super sweet and malty, and it's dark beer.
So like Guinness dark?
No,
That dark,
not
or-
that you can see through it, but it has a high alcohol percentage. So
What percentage is it?
between 8 and 10%.
That's very high.
That's higher
like
than
a bottle of
a bottle of wine. Yeah, yeah. So you only drink
Okay.
one glass or a little bottle.
You take care with that. Yeah.
But I don't like the Dutch beers like Heineken or Amstel.
No.
I don't like it. Ooh, disgusting. But those Belgian special beers, and specifically the 12-year-old West Vleteren, is amazing.
Got it. Well, that's very interesting. Obviously, we've never heard of that.
No.
But when we're in Belgium, we will seek out this monastery and buy it.
Well,
Exactly.
I think there are only 10 left that can call themselves Trappist beer.
Right.
Because it has to be brewed by monks, but there are not that many monks anymore that do this type of thing. They make cheese or something else, but
Right.
beers, not that many.
Wow.
I know there is one Trappist brewery in the UK because I had one once. I don't know exactly the name, but I will ask my son because he's living in the middle of Belgium and being exposed to all those different types of beers because you have those pubs which are serving thousands of different beers.
Yeah.
And he knows
Crikey.
exactly what English beer is still brewed by monks.
Are you calling them Trappist?
Trappist, yeah.
And what does that mean?
That's the name that they give to those type of beers that are brewed by the monks.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
are no
So that's
monk,
the collective name. For
yeah, if you are somebody who understands how to do it and you do it at home, you are not allowed to call it Trappist because it's a protected type of product. Yeah,
like champagne.
champagne or cheese coming from Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the same with Trappisten beer.
Interesting.
Oh,
Well, that's
okay.
been a beer education on this gardening podcast.
Well, to finish off with a plant, what would then be the plant that you'd have with you in that area?
Well,
Your
I
city
have it
area.
in front of me when I'm sitting on the bench, which is a rhododendron.
Oh, lovely.
And these are typical plants that grow also in forests in the south of Netherlands because it's used to sandy grounds. And they grow fantastic, big, colorful flowers in spring.
But do they not prefer acidic soil?
Not the one that I have in front of my house because it's blossoming
happy.
and growing super fast. Yeah.
Interesting. And are they invasive in
No,
the Netherlands?
no,
Not a problem.
no, not a problem. No,
Because they could be a problem in the UK.
no, not in the Netherlands. We don't see them that a lot, but you see them around castles
Right.
a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
And you again, no preference on colour, just
No,
Rhododendron.
mine is dark and light red.
Right.
So I have 2 or 3 different types.
I think they're beautiful. I
Yeah.
wish we could grow rhododendrons, and I'd be
Not the
happy
right
for them
soil.
to spread as well.
Mm,
I would just have them everywhere, but we don't have the right soil for them, unfortunately. My parents are in
Unfortunately
Cornwall, and they have a lot of them around.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Beautiful, but it can be invasive in the woodlands and sort of takes over a bit.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
here. No, they're not taking over at
No.
all. So this Japanese thing is taking over rapidly, and the rhododendron isn't. No.
No.
I'd be very happy to have a rhododendron invasive
Me too.
area.
Beautiful. Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, I'm going to read back to you your dream garden if there's anything you want to change. So the garden boundary, we decided that it's going to be open countryside land. Anyone can come in and just enjoy it as well, with natural hedges wherever you can have them. Then you wanted a greenhouse, traditional look, but possibly half underground in wood, polycarbonate windows for seedlings. Then 5 ornamentals. We had roses, lavender, cherry, winter jasmine, hydrangeas, and obviously lots of different colours, not any preference. Then 5 edibles, apples, potatoes, tomatoes, grapes, beans, special mention to herbs, and also, if you could grow them, bananas and oranges. Then your one statement tree was a tulip tree, stunning. Hopefully it can be the same size. And then you didn't want a pond or pool. The neighbour kind of further down can have that with the frogs to come in, but you wanted a big apple tree, which I'm totally on board with. And then finally, your seating area in front of the house so that you can look over at your forest with a Belgian beer, West Flatron, 12-year-old, and with a rhododendron next to you.
Yep, indeed. Very well
Sounds
captured.
Happy with
Yep.
that.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a good old chit-chat with Jaap.
And thank you for inviting me. I felt very honored to be on your podcast.
Our pleasure.